some mixed feelings about these new One Magic Touch lipsticks by Kiko Milano. I bought a couple of shades on Saturday and I've been testing these out a little bit and I thought these are gonna be my new favorite thing. Turns out I'm a little unsure if these even really work for me. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna show you the shades anyway. It might still work for you, definitely, but it just I think isn't the exact product that I was hoping for, that I usually like. So let's get into it. So we have these new One Magic Touch stylos. We have, I think, what is it, 10 shades, 12 shades. We have a whole range of colors, and the thing with these is you can open them with one hand just like this. You just click them back in and then you can also open it like this again. It's a very interesting mechanism and it is quite nice. I feel like it's very odd at times because we see all these people doing their makeup with one hand, and this is just very practical for that. I do really like the shades that I saw in store. There's also a really nice dark purple. I didn't buy that one because I don't wear those that much, but it was a really beautiful color. The thing with these is that these are a very thin formula, a very creamy formula. As you apply it, it feels very thin and creamy and a little smeary, and then as you go about your day, as I went about my day, it really transferred a lot. So this is not a transfer proof formula. The thing is, it transfers a lot, but then in the end it kind of leaves this layer. There's this really thin layer that really adheres to the lips. It's almost like a lip stain. But if you have really dry lips, you've probably experienced that lip stains aren't the most hydrating formula. It's a bit finicky, it's a bit hard. When you have some dryness on the lips, it just looks uneven and it still doesn't stay because it kind of like flakes off. And that is kind of what I've been experiencing with these. So I did one day where I had it on fully, like a full-on lipstick. Transferred a lot. At the end of the day, it did look a little uneven and dry. I do feel like maybe the solution for that would be that I would reapply, but I kind of felt like this wasn't going to be the product that I would have to reapply because they advertise it as being long-lasting and hydrating. So I think I might have to reapply, not for the color but for the hydration. That could also work. I feel like wearing a really thin layer of this is a little too drying for me. So I probably have to apply more and reapply more. I do really like the shades of these and I do feel like they look really nice and smooth on the lips as you first apply them. You know what? I think we're just gonna go into some lip swatches. I have 3 shades and the first shade that I have here is 03. By the way, the look that I have on is from the Wycon collection that I just filmed with, if you're interested to see what any of this is. So this is 03 and this is kind of like a cooler toned nude. On me this feels pretty dark. Let me just take off this lip. This is a very creamy formula and full pigment. I'm kind of like, I don't want to use too much right now. You kind of need to get those edges like crisp. So I would probably use this with a lip liner in the future. But for the sake of the video, I just want to show you what it does, what it looks like on its own. So this is the first shade. I feel like it could be a little bit crisper. Just gonna clean up a little. But I'm gonna be taking this off in a second. So I think this is a really beautiful shade. It looks really nice. Feels comfortable right now. But yeah. As you drink something, as you eat something, it's just very creamy and it transfers. So let me just... This is a transfer. And then you can see it becomes a little bit more mattified. Now it still feels comfortable. But as I drink another cup of tea and another cup of tea and I eat something, it's just gonna be looking a little bit too dry. I feel like this has a wear time of about 4 hours for me, which is fine because a lot of lip products have that, but because of the promises, I'm a little bit like, okay, it doesn't really work like that for me exactly. So a little bit disappointed by it. Like if they advertise them more as like creamy lipsticks, then I feel like I would have felt a little bit better about this. I love the color. I do feel like this with a little bit of a lip liner would just be my preferred look. So I'm just gonna use, where is that lip liner? And so I'm just gonna use a little bit of Manhattan by Catrice. This is a brown-esque lip liner. Yeah, I really like that. I just feel like these do have some potential, and I feel like if you don't have dry lips and you don't have the issues that I have, I do feel like the somewhat extreme transfer, it's not the most practical thing. Like, if you eat something and the lipstick is all over it. It's just not my preferred formula. But yeah, right now it feels really nice and it looks really beautiful. It looks really smooth. It looks matte without being too drying. It is just a little bit of a finicky formula throughout the day. Alright, then we have shade 04, and this is a little bit more of a cool tone shade. The other one is a little bit more like milk chocolate neutral. This one is a little bit more like a mauvey cool tone. It has a little bit more purple in the undertone. Have I already put this on? I bought 03, 04 and 05, and it's a little bit hard to separate these in my mind. I'm a little bit confused about the shades and which ones I actually already wore. This one is a little bit more pinky. I don't know, I don't think I had this one on. It does glide on. This really is my type of shade. I really like it. It's a beautiful color. I do have to say it's really practical to not have a separate lid for these lipsticks. I do hope that the kind of like clicking in place is gonna keep on working. Like, I do feel like there's a little bit of like space here between the cap and the rest of the packaging. So we're gonna see. Like, I don't feel like this one has that. There's a difference between these. So I hope this packaging is actually gonna live. I'm a little scared to throw these in my bag. I might not do that. We'll see. But this is a really beautiful color. Very nice, kind of like muted pink. It feels good. This is the amount of transfer you're getting. So it's kind of like you have a couple of hours in which your lipstick will just transfer until you are left with that stain, and then it becomes dry. Alright, the last one is gonna be shade 05, as I said, and this is a little bit more of a darker red. So we have kind of like a muted brown, we have a muted pink, and then a muted red. This is really my type of shade. I really love this kind of thing. Let's see. This one is a little bit brighter than the other ones for sure. Yeah, I had this one on before. I just kind of wish it didn't stain. I feel like the staining effect of them is really what bugs me. I wish they would have just made these actual like creamy matte lipsticks without a stain, not actually advertising them as being long lasting. This would have been a better experience for me. I still really like the way these look though, so I'm not gonna say this is a horrible product. I just really thought it was gonna be a comfort matte that wasn't gonna be super smeary or would have a lot of transfer. That's just what I was thinking. But this is a real nice muted red color. It feels a little festive, but like not too like over the top bright red. Let's see, I'm gonna use this lip liner. This is like a perfect match. I was just kind of hoping for these to be somewhat like the Smart lipsticks, which I really enjoy a few shades of. I really like the Smart lipsticks, but a little less creamy, a little bit more of a matte finish, but I feel like those last really long without even really promising to last really long. Just because of the way it adheres to the lips, I feel like these could have been that. But yeah, the colors are definitely beautiful. I could see myself wearing these still, because of how they look on the lips at first. I'm gonna leave this one on, and then as I feel it kind of like wearing off, I'm gonna see if I can reapply, and I'm gonna update you on that. It is later at night. I'm not really gonna be eating anymore, but I probably drink another cup of tea or two. So there's gonna be another little update, but yeah. I feel like this is gonna be a long wearing lipstick for someone who doesn't mind transfer, who would like to actually use a thin layer of this and use it as a stain, because it would work like that. If you just use one layer or kind of like pat it on, it could actually work as a stain. So for someone who wants a stain, who doesn't have that dry lips, it very much could still work. The shades are beautiful, but I just have certain issues, and I didn't think they were gonna be as much of an issue with this lipstick line. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. I will probably come back to this at a later point in new makeup updates to tell you how I felt after testing these even more, because I only tested them for 2 days now. I feel like there are some more options with these. I will let you know more about my feelings, but so far I'm a little on the fence. I'm definitely a little on the fence, but I kind of still wanna love these because I love the shade so much. Okay, let me know what you think. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.